Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for the week of February 6th through 12th, 2024. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. I hope that this reading resonates with you. And if you are returning to this channel, welcome back. For everybody, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please do consider subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up if you like it, and leaving me a comment. And I hope for those of you returning that this means that these readings have been helpful to you. This is a reading for the Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, or any other significant Scorpio placement in your chart. If you know your chart, your astrological chart. And if you do find that this reading is not resonating with you, even with the very general interpretation, it could be that you need to look at some other aspect of your chart, the reading for that. So for instance, if you're a Scorpio Sun, maybe you need to look at the reading for your ascendant or for your moon sign. That might bring more clarity to you. So the way that I do these readings is I will do a 12-house astrological spread, and I use... So I'm using the different houses of astrology, the meanings of those houses to connect with what the cards mean in that place. And again, I try to give the broadest interpretation possible because we are doing a general reading. So if there's some aspect of a house that doesn't apply to you, then that's just not for you. You can just discard that. I use the cartouche cards, which are an Egyptian system that I've always used. And today's deck that I'm clarifying cartouche with is a tarot deck, and the one I'm using is the Angel Tarot, Travis McHenry's Angel Tarot. And then I will end the reading with a quick Oracle card pull just to clarify, and I'm going to use the Fairy Oracle for that this week, Brian Froud's Fairy Oracle. Okay, also just down in the description below, I have links to my PayPal donation link if anybody wants to donate at all to this channel, which again, nobody is obliged to in any way, but there are people who do and who want to, and thank you to those of you who do. And also I have a link to my website, my coaching website, and also to my social media, transition.life.coaching, which I have basically on Instagram and Facebook right now. I don't have it really anyplace else at the moment. So, okay, that all out of the way, let's get started. So first house for you, Scorpio, this is about you. This is Aries energy, how you present yourself, your personality, how you want other people to see you, how other people see you. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands with the twins. Now, Four of Wands would suggest there's a sense of accomplishment with the Four of Wands. So you may be presenting as somebody who, feels complete, who has it all, who's in a good position, who's stable, secure. Although Four of Wands can indicate a desire, a restlessness, a desire to move on, to do something different. Because usually in this card, these are the angel cards, okay? But frequently you will see, four wands on it that look like an 11-11. So, and the idea is almost like a gate to be passed through. So I feel like you are perhaps have completed some stage of your life, maybe some aspect of your identity, that something you've always identified with and have been comfortable with. Maybe now you may be moving on, thinking about moving on to a new phase, expanding your horizons. Now the twins here can indicate, this card, it can come up in a number of scenarios, but I feel like there may be you may be showing one face to people about one thing and another face to different people or in a different situation. So I don't think, with the twins here, I do think that you are, I feel like for some reason you feel like this usually comes up, I feel like when you need to hide something about yourself. So to certain people, you present yourself one way. To another group of people, maybe people who you don't trust or maybe you don't think understand you, you may be presenting yourself a different way right now. So we're going to go through and see why that might be the case. Okay, second house is your finances. This is Taurus energy. So this is money, possessions, what you value. Strong Venus energy here. Okay, so you have water with the Four of Pentacles. Now, 1 + 3 is 4. We've already got 4, 4, 4 here. So there's a lot of fours here, which definitely indicates something finishing and being on the threshold of the next thing. But it's not a completion of the cycle. It's just completion of like an initial phase. Water would indicate money. Now, this could be, this has to do with the flow of money in this house, okay? This could have to do with emotions, emotional spending, and things like that. But I feel more like water is about your financial flow, and maybe there's a sense of like water, money is maybe flowing in, but maybe flowing out again just as fast. So maybe you have money coming in, but maybe your expenses, or you're having a hard time balancing expenses with income. And you have it with the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, the Four of Pentacles indicates this need to kind of, it's Four of Pentacles. This creates two possibilities. This can indicate a time where you need to kind of tighten your belt and not spend money right now. Okay, especially if this is a money flowing in and flowing out situation, you may just kind of need to be more frugal and decide what you actually need to spend money on. The other possibility here is that in order for money to flow, you have to let go of something. Okay, the Four of Pentacles is sometimes the miser card. Sometimes it's like we're hoarding too many things. A lot of times this comes up when we say, no, I never have enough money for anything, but then we're not looking at the resources we have, or we're not willing to invest in something in order to expand the resources we have. Sometimes you have to, it's the old idea of you have to spend money to make money. That could be coming in here as well. So if there's issues, if the flow of money seems to be stagnant, okay, this may be telling you that you need to release a hold on something. But if you feel like, your expenses seem to be outweighing your income, then this may be a sign that you're, for the moment at least, just trying to hang tight and, stay where you are. Okay, third house is Gemini energy, and Gemini has to do with messages, communications. If you're in your own business, this is the house of self-effort, so it would have to do with that. This can have to do with short-term travel. It can also have to do with sibling relationships, brother-sister relationships. So you have the Ace of Wands with the Sphinx. Okay, so Ace of Wands does bring new beginnings. So I do feel like there could be news. I mean, and aces, I feel like the pages, they do bring news. So there could be a new start for you coming with something. Now, wand energy, I tend to associate with projects, with business, with things that we are motivated to do, because wands are fire energy. They're active. They're about doing things. But you have it with Sphinx, and Sphinx is a wait and see kind of energy. It's also an energy of secrecy. So the possibility here, the first thing that jumped into my mind, which may or may not be the case for you, is Sphinx has to do with you've got some kind of exciting new opportunity, but maybe you're keeping it to yourself right now. Or maybe it's telling you to wait and see. It's just the opposite, because an exciting new opportunity is coming in. So I feel like it's one way or the other here, but nonetheless, there definitely is an element of secrecy with the Sphinx card. So it could be that somebody is holding back information. Maybe it's you, or it's a situation where where again, waiting for more information or waiting for this new beginning to occur is what's appropriate right now. Now again, since it's so close to the finance house, I think that it may be, this could have to do with something financial. It could have to do with a job opportunity, or something like that, because it's not an Ace of Pentacles, so it's not necessarily saying a new income stream, although it well could be. Ace of Wands can have anything to do with a new impassioned love affair, or it can have to do with just the opportunity and energy to start a new project, a new job, a new thing like that. So yeah, see where that goes. Fourth house is Cancer energy, so this is about your home, your environment, your family, particularly your mother, and your sense of security. Okay, so we have Bast with the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords indicates something has come to an end. So I don't know if some of you, if this means that you're moving out of your home and going somewhere else, maybe a lease has ended or something. This could be the end of a situation that is connected to family. I don't know. Ten of Swords sometimes indicates somebody who can indicate people who feel betrayed, but it doesn't have to be. It can just literally be that something is over. Okay? There's some kind of situation that, and a lot of times the endings of the Ten of Swords, in spite of the scariness of the of the card, we often see it as a card with somebody laying dead with 10 swords in their back. The Ten of Swords here, sometimes it's not so much that there's a betrayal or cruelty. It can just, sometimes it's relief. Sometimes it's like, okay, something's over and phew, now we're past that. That's good. But we have another 4 here. Number 4 in the corner here. I don't know what it is with you in number 4 this week, Scorpio, but you might want to keep the number in mind. See if it proves to be meaningful. Could be 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months. Could be the 4th month of April. Could be, I don't know. Or it could literally just represent that threshold that you're on and the work that's needed to go forward. So, but Bastet has to do with happiness. It has to do with socializing, being with others. In terms of a sign, Bast is usually associated with Aquarius, but it's interesting. There's 2 cards here associated with Aquarius and Cartouche. But it doesn't have to have anything to do with Aquarius necessarily. It's unless the Aquarian energy, Pluto has moved into Aquarius, and so I find for a lot of people, where their house lights up and is changed right now, or being shaken up in a profound way, has to do with wherever the Aquarius placement is in their chart right now, because that's where Pluto is. So and being it's a recent shift. So I don't know, that could be why you're having a shakeup or an ending here. But Bast, again, there's this, this is a card of giving other people their due, give as you wish to receive, following your intuition on something, and also about a need for attention sometimes too, because Bast is the cat card, and, we know how cats are. I mean, cats, there's this liking for warmth and attention, although as we know, sometimes cats turn away and they don't want attention, but it's but a lot of times when they do want attention, if you own a cat and you're sitting here working on your computer, they just come and they plop themselves in the middle, and it's like, no, focus on me. So it's that kind of energy. So for whatever reason, there's some kind of a situation. What this could mean is that if you have been a centerpiece, say in a family situation or something, that may be coming to an end, or there may be some situation connected to, again, this is definitely, there's a strong social connection here. There's a strong connection to intuition, to happiness, to things like that. It could indicate that something has to end in order to bring you to happiness, or maybe if you've had a situation that you've been negotiating for a while, maybe that's coming to an end. I don't know, but I feel like ultimately, in the midst of this ending, you definitely want to follow your intuition, and I think it's a case where you may want to make sure that you're giving as you wish to receive. That's kind of coming into my mind here. So if this is a family situation, this may be something where there needs to be a give and take between people. Okay. So but ultimately, the Ten of Swords can just mean something is ending so that you can finally be happy. It can be that simple. I'm just kind of trying to think of it in light of the cards that have come before it as well. So, okay, 5th house is Leo energy. Leo has to do with creativity, with children, love affairs. If you are single and, either dating somebody or looking to date somebody, this can also have to do with recreation and leisure. And you have air with the 5 of Wands. Okay, so 5 of Wands is a card of competition. It's a card of outside influence that maybe is unwanted. Air has to do with friendliness, with messages. So for some of you, in the sense of it being a love affair, if that is the aspect that this is pointing to for you, then there could be somebody for whom there is competition. Maybe you're interested in somebody that other people are interested in being with as well. Maybe it's a situation where this is somebody who's a friend or somebody you've been friendly with. I feel like the advice here is maybe because of this, that maybe there's a sense of needing to be detached. Maybe if this is a love interest, then maybe it's somebody you need to worry about being friends with first. To try to negotiate whatever this outside stuff is that's going on. Oftentimes when there's love affairs, when we're attracted to people, to just simply move right in and make our move doesn't always work well. And actually you're Scorpio, so you tend to kind of keep things a lot under the surface anyway. So you don't, even though you're a deeply emotional person, you're not necessarily a person who puts it all out there in front of people. So I feel like this may be saying, I feel like if this is a love affair, this is saying to start slow, especially if you feel like you've got competition for this person. Now, if you are not, this is referring to a creative project or something. This could be referring to a writing project or something to do with communications for some people. And again, this could be a situation where whatever it is you're doing, if you're looking to present this or to make money on it or something, then it could be a case that you are facing competition, or you may be facing outside influence from people or conflict from people who maybe you just don't, they could just be being competitive, maybe critical, and maybe you just need to detach from all of that. Either way, I feel like there's some kind of situation with other people involved where people are becoming critical, and the response here really is to be friendly, but to be detached, to step back and look at the situation from a distance and detach your emotions from it in some way. Because I have a feeling that putting too much emotion into it may not lead to the result that you want. Sixth house, this is Virgo energy, so this is health, this is job, like it's the house of service. So if you're working at a job, it'd be part of that. It's also about the house of worry and anxieties, and also associated with domestic animals. So you have Anubis with the Ten of Cups. So okay, so Ten of Cups is good. This is again, there's a very strong family vibe to this card. And with Anubis, there's an element of protection or boundaries or needing to be protected. So I don't know. Now if this has to do with a health situation, then Anubis sometimes indicates like procedures that are done, maybe that require mild anesthesia or something, and usually it indicates safety with anesthesia, like things going well. Now that's obviously not going to apply to everybody, so if that seems to apply to you, then that might be the message there. And Ten of Cups, of course, if one is going in for a minor procedure or something, then this would be a very good outcome. Okay, Ten of Cups indicates, wishes fulfilled, success, emotional happiness. There could be worries about this. The fact that this is in the house of worry. Maybe there's a need there's definitely a strong community vibe to this, to bringing one's tribe or one's family together. But also there's this element of needing to feel protected. You could be feeling protected in a family situation, or maybe you need to, maybe this is what you are seeking, you know what I mean? And maybe you're worried about this. If this has to do with a job, then again, there's this idea of maybe you work for a place where everybody's kind of like family, and, so there's definitely a sense of happiness that comes from here, and also maybe a sense of protection. Okay, so so take that as it resonates. Overall, it's a good omen, whether it's talking about health, whether it's talking about things you're worried about, or whether it's talking about a job. Seventh house is Libra energy, and this has to do with marriages. So if you're married, this would have to do with your spouse. If you in relation to your spouse, or if you're thinking about somebody and you're saying, am I going to marry this person? That would also be covered by this house. It can also be about any other kind of legalized partnership, business contract, business partner or something like that. Any kind of contractual relationship. So, okay, yeah, and in fact, we have Page of Swords, so there could be a contract for somebody. This is a card that has to do with contracts, and you have it with fire. So fire, okay. So maybe you're talking about a partner who is a fire sign, maybe somebody who's very passionate. It could be a very passionate relationship. This could also indicate an enduring relationship. So if you are involved with somebody, maybe this is saying this is going to be a long-lasting partnership with fire. But fire can also indicate purging, like burning up the rubbish, as Murray Hope, who designed the system, had expressed it. You may be looking to resolve a problem, trying to find inspiration to do that. Yeah, with the Page of Swords too, sometimes Page of Swords can come up when we're suspicious of somebody. It could be whether it's our spouse, whether they're suspicious of us. I don't know. There's the idea of somebody withholding information, okay, when the Page of Swords comes up, or the idea that maybe there's gossip or there's some kind of an outside influence. So if there is any kind of a situation where you are uncertain, or maybe you're hearing rumors or something like that, then you definitely want to get to the truth of the matter. That's what fire would be representing here. And again, if you don't think that there's any kind of outside situation like that, then this could simply refer to a legal contract of some kind that is either going to resolve a problem or perhaps create an enduring situation of some kind. Eighth house is Scorpio. And this has to do with transformation. So it's the house of birth, death, esoteric matters, again, big transformations that we have in our lives, or even just kind of where we are in a transformational process, which is always going on, and also other people's money. So you have Ta with the world. Okay. The world definitely indicates the end of a cycle and maybe also the need to expand your horizons, which is something that we saw in the first house as well. There's definitely this sense of needing to move on or move forward with something. And we have it with Ta. So Ta is Capricorn energy. So Saturn definitely has a strong influence here. So when Saturn appears in Scorpio, there's definitely a need to focus here. There's a need to focus on what it is you want to do, what you're trying to build, where you're going. And Ta would indicate that you are gradually building that up, like using whatever expertise or skills you have to build, okay, to build the foundation. Ta is the master craftsman. So this can have to do with literally people doing crafts, or building, literal structures, but it doesn't have to be. A lot of times Ta is just about the way in which we build certain structures or boundaries for ourselves. And again, we're seeing this idea of boundaries here as well. And yeah, so with the world, I think whatever you're building or working towards, this is about ending one thing and expanding your horizons in another way. So definitely a lot of, and I'm seeing 4 of Pentacles with water here. There's definitely these cards of stasis or staying still combined with cards of moving on and moving past something. You have cards of ending here. And then, again, with this idea of finding happiness, maybe going with your social network, going with your intuition. There's a lot here about, establishing where it is you want to go, finishing a cycle and moving ahead. Okay, 9th house, this has to do with long distance travel. It can have to do with higher education, including educational institutions. It can have to do with religious institutions or anything connected to deep thought, deep thinking about life, anything about expanding your horizons, and also potentially legal matters, okay? So we have Seth here. Okay, so there seems to be some kind of delay, problem, or obstacle. So whether this is a trip you want to take that is delayed, whether this has to do with something connected to school or education, or maybe you're just having a crisis of faith of some kind. That's also possible here. Could relate to a legal matter that you're concerned about. And I also feel like with the Sagittarius energy, there's the idea of independence or freedom feels like it's called into question as well. And you have it with the Ankh. So this could be connected to love or a love affair. Maybe there's somebody at a distance from you that you're interested in, or this could just be, again, about happiness. There's a lot here about, we have Bast here. There's a lot about happiness, having new beginnings that are going in a new direction. But I think you feel like for whatever reason, you are blocked from that right now, okay? This is about living life to the fullest. So you feel blocked in some way. Now you have this with the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords can mean a long journey. Okay. For some of you, this will mean a literal journey across water, because that's typically what the Six of Swords on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. That's what we will see as people in a boat going across water, and frequently it does have to do with travel. So the fact that it's in the long distance travel house, maybe there's a trip you want to take, or maybe there's a trip you're going to take. And this trip, if it's not a trip, then it's definitely the idea of moving away from anxiety or from a difficult situation. We're seeing quite a bit here about resolving difficult situations. So, so there could be some kind of a problem here that you need to, it may require a trip for you to resolve it, or that, if there's a block in a trip, then this would be saying ultimately you will make the trip, okay? Six of Swords, it's also known as the card of science in some decks. So I think it's important to understand that the Six of Swords has to do with sometimes seeing a situation for what it really is, seeing something very, very clearly and not through rose-colored glasses, okay? Sometimes, Six of Swords may be when we need to take a hard look at the reality of the situation. And just given the nature of this, again, if this, a lot of times if you're not planning on taking a trip, then, and travel's not on the table for you, then I'm feeling like that might be more the interpretation here. So take it as it resonates for you. Okay, 10th house, we have Capricorn energy, and Capricorn is about career, fame, reputation, sometimes the father. Okay, so we have Nephthys with the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about putting energy out. Again, this is usually shown as somebody who's looking out overseas. But Nepothys indicates information you don't have or something that has not happened yet. It's interesting to me that in the travel houses, the 3rd and the 9th house, you have Sphinx, which is like a wait and see energy. You have Seth, which is a not happening yet energy. And now here with a card that has to do with this often, like again, this is the Angel Tarot, but in the Rider-Waite-Smith, it shows a person standing on the shore with the 3 wands, looking out, waiting for a ship to come in, okay? So there's a lot here that seems to be connected to travel, moving on, you being ready to move on to the next thing. But in terms of career, this may be saying, Nepothys may be saying there's a not yet situation, like you're waiting for something to happen. And that definitely fits with 3 of Wands energy. It's like you're waiting for your ship to come in. You're waiting for something to happen here. And it's not happening yet. So that may be why, yeah, you're having these new beginnings and it's telling you you have to wait and see. Maybe you're ready to expand your horizons and do more of what you love. But, you know, we've got cards of ending. We've got the World, we've got the 10 of Swords, we've got the 10 of Cups. Those are all ending cards, okay? But you've also, and you've got the Ace, which is a new beginning, but you've also got all these 4s that kind of indicate, you know, we're not quite there yet. So I don't know. I feel like there's something that you're doing with your career, or, you know, something that you want to put out there that you want to do that you're waiting on, but you're not really quite there yet. 11th house is Aquarius. This is your friendships, your social networks, also your goals, wishes, destiny. Okay, yeah. Osiris with the Hanged Man. That kind of confirms a lot of this. Hanged Man, those both indicate stasis, or things kind of staying where they are. So I think there's changes that you want to make. Okay, I'm looking at your 8th Scorpio house here. While I'm looking at this, what's coming into my head, just looking at this with the World, like there's an ending that is going to be coming up. But again, I feel like this ending is not quite here yet. You know it's coming, it's not quite here yet. And in the meantime, the expression that's coming into my mind here is when fishermen can't go to sea, they repair nets, okay? So I feel like you need to have rectification, getting your house in order. That's what you need to be doing right now in preparation for an ending. I think now, as I'm looking at the big picture here, that's what it's saying. And in fact, Hanged Man does tell you to look at the bigger picture, okay? That is a card of needing to take another perspective on something. And right now, I feel like you are just trying to be stable and establish stability, getting control of your own situation right now while you are waiting for other things to happen. 12th house is Pisces energy, and this has to do with what you're afraid of, what maybe is repressed, maybe what you're not acknowledging, what you don't show to other people. And we have the 5 of Swords with Thoth. So Thoth has to do with karma, okay, especially in the 12th house. It definitely has to do with karma. Sometimes, this is the house of hidden enemies and things too, but I don't necessarily think that you have hidden enemies. But this here is, there's definitely the idea of certain karmic things. It can also have to do with timing, divine timing, like when something's going to happen, or there may be healing that needs to be taking place on this level. There may be spiritual healing that needs to take place. Yeah, and we have it with the 5 of Swords. So 5 of Swords indicates a sense of futility, a sense of limitation. So this, yeah, everything about this reading suggests to me that you are ready for something new. Like maybe you've been satisfied with what you have for now, but you are ready to move on to the next thing. But, you know, whether it has to do with a new job, new career, new financial situation, maybe a new relationship, or maybe something going on. Like I said, you have this competitiveness here in the 5th house. You've got a couple of 5s here, so that does indicate a struggle of some kind. But, and there also could be a jealousy with the 5 of Swords too, maybe a hidden jealousy of somebody. I don't know. I mean, that's, you know, you can decide whether that fits or not. But overall, I feel like there's a sense that you're feeling held back, that I think while you basically have what you need right now, maybe money's a little not quite where you want it to be, and I feel like, I don't know, there's just this there's this huge sense of waiting and just fixing what you have now, working with what you have now in preparation for a new thing that's coming. But I feel like you're worried about it's coming, or you're worried that maybe you may be worried about the timing of something. Okay, maybe you're worried that because certain things are not happening the way that you expect them to or want them to, that that maybe you're going to fail at something or be defeated. So I don't know. There definitely seems to be this fear of limitation over something that has not happened yet. Yeah, and overall you have Urias. So Urias is like, fundamentally, I see it as the expect the unexpected card. It may be a sense of situations may not be what they appear to be. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad, but again, there's a very strong sense of you need to wait and see because maybe something is not going to go in the way that you expect. And again, that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. It just means that it's going to be different, okay? And oftentimes, in the end, we get what it is we need. So, really quickly, I'm running out of battery on this. Knight of Pentacles and King of Cups. This says to me that you are, King of Cups is definitely about withholding emotions. Knight of Pentacles says that you need to wait for something to happen. And, things are going to come gradually. Take your time. Let me quickly grab your Fairy Oracle card. Yeah, your card this week is the Rar, and that makes total sense because this is somebody have a lot of energy, you're ready to go, but it's telling you to keep your feet on the ground, use the intensity of this energy in the right way. I hope this reading is helpful for you this week, Scorpio. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.